Hi, and welcome to the Bees and Blooms channel. I'm Susan Kegley. Today, I'd like to give you a quick tutorial and demonstration on planting winter cover crops to improve your soil. It's fall and time to get the cover crops in the ground. This video is going to show you what we do here at Bees and Blooms every fall to get our cover crops planted. We do this as one of the main regenerative agricultural practices to build soil, putting every annual bed under cover crop for the winter here in Northern California. I'll show you one bed from start to finish. We begin by clearing the irrigation tubing and pulling the major weeds. We have raised beds, and over time they tend to slump and widen. About once a year, we reshape them by raking the soil in to raise the sides to about 6 inches or so. We measure the width of the bed to keep it the same for the full length, and then we level it to ensure that water applied to the bed stays where we put it. So before we plant the cover crop, we're going to add some fertilizer that's specific for our soil. Most adobe soils here in the Santa Rosa Plain are calcium deficient. So we're going to add a lot of gypsum, which is calcium sulfate. It doesn't change the pH of the soil, but it adds lots of delicious calcium for our plants. We also are a little bit deficient in boron and copper on our land, so we'll add a little bit of that. Let's see how we do it. First, we're going to add the gypsum. Next, we'll add a little bit of boron in the form of borax. This is just the stuff you use as washing soap. Make sure it's just a white powder. We're going to crunch up all the lumps so we don't have a huge concentration of boron all in one place. And I know from previous experience that what I need to add, 1.5 scoops of this. And then we're going to add 1.5 scoops of copper sulfate, which is this blue, beautiful blue powder. So now the next step is to mix it really, really well so we don't get high concentrations in any one spot. This is the fun part. We then spread the fertilizer evenly onto the bed. For this 100-foot-long bed, we used about 20 pounds of gypsum plus just the small amounts of boron and copper. Next, we spread the seed. This is a mix of oats, barley, peas, vetch, and bell beans. Watering the prepared bed gives the seeds a really nice head start. Now, let me introduce you to our new Amiga, a game-changing battery-powered piece of farm equipment we purchased this year from Farm NG in Watsonville. While they come in lots of different variations, the one we bought is basically a hopper on wheels with a conveyor belt that will spread an even layer of compost, gravel, wood chips, or whatever. For cover cropping, we use it to spread compost over the seed. Instead of having to load a heavy wheelbarrow 5 times and spread it by shovelful, we now just load the Amiga once and drive it by joystick over the bed while the conveyor belt is running. And voila! It's done with only a fraction of the time and energy. Every farm needs one. The work comes in loading the Amiga. One of these days we will fix that tractor. I'll start by positioning the Amiga to straddle the row so the compost is spread evenly. Once lined up, I can start the conveyor belt. My only job then is to keep the Amiga centered. Something of a challenge on our curved beds. I love that it's so quiet. No gasoline-powered engine, no fumes, just the birds singing. I usually do 2 passes to get sufficient cover on the seed. And even then, I still have to do a little bit of touch-up to get the seed fully covered. But it's far less work than doing it with a wheelbarrow. Finally, I replace the tubing and staple it down, then do a final watering in to give the seeds the signal that it's really time to grow. Within a week or so, we'll see the oats sprout, and within 2 weeks, the bed will be covered in green. If there are any weeds in the bed, they don't stand a chance. Thank you for watching. Please like and share.